Yo guys, Huawei is finally back with their latest flagship, the Pura 90s Pro Max, and guess what? It also has 5G. Yep, very fast 5G in fact, so we're going to talk all about that later on, but of course, we're going to take a look at the design, the cameras, and how it performs on a day-to-day. But it's starting to rain right now, so I think we should head back to the studio to talk more about the Pura 90s Pro Max. Let's head home. Okay, so first things first, let's start off with the design. Now what we have here is actually sort of like an evolution of previous Pura devices. I mean, if you just take a look at it, you can already identify it as a Pura phone from Huawei. But what's new here is that we do have this gradient kind of finishing. It spreads all the way to the mid frames, so it's actually quite a unique kind of look. Altogether, we get 3 gradient options as well as 1 in black. Now another nice touch in terms of the design change here is actually in terms of how they are using flat back, flat sides, and a flat display at the front. Now for me, this is actually a good welcome because I'm personally a fan of that boxy look, and especially so when it comes to a flat display. Also, I noticed that when I picked up the phone for the first time, right away you can feel a slight heft to it and it gives you sort of like a premium kind of feel, and that's definitely it because it's actually built very well. Now let's move on and talk a little bit about those cameras because the camera itself has also been revamped. So what we have here now is actually a triple sensor setup. We have a 50 megapixel main, a 200 megapixel 4x tele, as well as a 40 megapixel ultra-wide sensor. Now, let's start off with the telephoto lens because that's actually the main star of the show. Now, other than being a 200 megapixel high resolution unit, it's also 1/1.28 inch. That means it's fairly large. So what can you actually expect in terms of the image quality coming from this? 4x. Okay, long story short, if you're just zooming in at 4x, the image quality is amazing, guys. You're getting incredible shots over here, minimal noise, very accurate colors, and of course, because we have a large sensor, if you actually situate it behind some subjects and all that, you can actually get a very nice background blur. But 4x is not all it does. Obviously, you can zoom into 10x, all the way up to 100x for your photos, and up to 30x for your video. Alright, now when it comes to video, this is where the telephoto lens also really shines, and the first strength it has is the SIPA 7.0 stabilization. That means if you're just using one hand to zoom at your subject, notice that it's actually still very stable. I can zoom in all the way to 30x, back out, and I don't really have to worry about it shaking around a lot. Okay, the second cool thing is something that you have to look real close. Now it actually has this raw real-time processing in the background, and what this means is whenever I just zoom past a certain amount, you might notice that it looks a little bit pixelated, but once I stop for a second, it will actually get clearer. Now what I noticed about video here is, shooting at 20x, you still retain a lot of detail. Guys, the 10x video quality on the Pura 90s Pro Max is incredibly sharp and clear. So I think this is going to be great for shooting a lot of content for your social media and all that. These days, everyone is just shooting content for social media, and the 10x here, incredible qualities. Other than testing the zoom range, the quality and all that, I also actually tried to point it towards a very strong light source. And this time around, I actually used the sunset to test it out. So I was shooting against the sun, and guess what? You can even see the shape, the round circular shape of the sun. So that's just how good it gets. The entire image or video looks very cinematic. And again, I think video is a very strong segment on the Pura 90s Pro Max. If you all are taking a lot of videos, you should definitely check this out. Alright, so that's just in terms of the telephoto lens, but what about the main lens? So the main lens now is a 1/1.28 inch unit as well. Fun fact, it's the same size as the telephoto lens. Well, of course, this being a ROIYB sensor, you can expect very good dynamic range. Even though I'm pointing against a light source that's very strong, you can still see the subject very clearly with minimal noise. The skin tones are again very accurate. Just in case you need some tips on how to actually reframe your camera better, there's actually AI composition on board that's built in directly to the camera app to actually help you out to get the better composition. So all in all, I think the camera experience has definitely been improved, not just in terms of the main sensor, but also in terms of the telephoto lens, and the ultra-wide also takes some pretty decent high quality shots with minimum noise. Alright, when it comes to post-editing, Huawei has actually thrown in a couple more AI features this time around. And what we have here is actually AI de-glare that actually helps you to remove those glare if you are taking photos through a window. Maybe you're in the car, you saw something cool outside, you just want to take a photo of it, you can use AI de-glare to actually remove those glare. Of course, you also have stuff like AI move, AI remove, and AI best expression, but all these are things that we have seen before, and they're all also built into the photo gallery app. Alright, so now that we have talked about the cameras and all that, I'm back outdoors to show you a live 5G speed test on the Huawei Pura 90s Pro Max. Let's do it right now, right here. So you can see on my top right corner, we do have 5G. So we're just going to jump into the app once again, and I'm going to hit that go button. So let's see what kind of speeds we can get. Again, live happening right now. Oh, there you go. Right away, we are hitting 700 Mbps for the downloads. I've actually seen it go even higher, but 700 meg, very, very good. And for the upload speeds, 180, 190, guys. So 5G is actually very stable and very quick on the HUAWEI Pura 90s Pro Max. Again, if you're concerned about not having fast speeds on your HUAWEI device, well, you can get that now on this. Alright, the next thing that we want to talk a bit about here is in terms of the display's durability, as well as what kind of performance or user experience you can get from the Pura 90s Pro Max. Now at the front, the display is actually using a new Kunlun glass that significantly reduces glare. We can call it an anti-reflective display, anti-glare display or whatnot, but basically it actually helps you to see your screen so much clearer and better. Sometimes you're just sitting beside some light source or under the sun, or just beside a TV or whatever, and you get those reflections on your screen, which can get very annoying. But now we have the anti-reflective, glass, so everything is more subdued. I'm going to put two screens side by side here so you can see a proper detailed comparison of what a standard screen looks like compared to this anti-reflective screen. Overall, long story short, it's just a better viewing experience. Other than that, it's also more scratch resistant as well as more drop resistant, and all these are just numbers, but essentially they're to prevent any kind of accidental cracks or scratches to your display. In terms of using it on the daily, the user experience is actually very smooth and fluid. EMUI 16 is now pretty good, it's very matured. You can use all your favorite applications directly on the phone itself. Installing and updating it is also very seamless using the app gallery, so everything just works like normal. Finally, in terms of the battery life, we do get a 6000 mAh, which might not sound like a lot by today's standards, but it's actually a very efficient device which will last you more than a day on a single charge. Depending on how you use it, of course, but even if you want to charge it up, you've got a 100-watt fast charge charger that's in the box that will boost it up real quick as well. Of course, it's got that wireless charging, reverse wired charging and all that, just like what you would get on other flagship devices. Now, before we end, one final note here I want to highlight is actually in terms of the speakers. Guys, the speakers on the Pura 90s Pro Max is really good. Like, you could actually feel it through the back panel. The sound is very rich, very, very strong. I think this is actually one of the strongest speakers that I've heard on any smartphone to date. So if you guys again have the chance, go and check it out yourselves in the stores. So at the end of the day, what can I say about the HUAWEI Pura 90s Pro Max? Well, what I can say is that HUAWEI is back, guys. They are giving you everything you need. The premium design, very nice colors at the back, strong cameras, the 5G support in Malaysia, and that strong durability. So let me know what you guys think about the Pura 90s Pro Max. Is this a phone that you're going to be shortlisting for your next purchase? Let me know your thoughts down below. If you have any further questions, let me know in the comment section as well. I'll try to help you out. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Do take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.